My name is Martin. I'll be studying charisma and communication skills for 3 years straight, and in today's video I'm about to expose 3 of the most important methods how you can become 10 times more funny and humorous. And I have to be honest with you, I have a huge problem because whenever I get into a conversation with a girl, I always make her laugh. But now I have my own girlfriend, so I don't want these girls to unfortunately fall in love with me because I have a girlfriend. So if you want to have the same problem as I have, that some random girls are gonna be loving you so much because you made them laugh, then this video is exactly for you. And as a first point of this video, I'm gonna disagree with some really popular advice out there, and that is to use the one-liners. And the reason why this is such a big problem is that you have to time your sentence perfectly and you have to understand the context of the situation super well. Let me show you how this works. Because if you are using one-liners, then you have to understand the situation perfectly. You have to understand the context of the situation, the emotional understanding of other people, and you have to comprehend everything to the last minor detail just for your one-liner to even work. But what is really bad is that if you don't understand the situation completely well, that's when you will say your one-liner and it will fall flat on its face. It will die right here and then. And the most important thing is that this will happen only 1% of the times, and only great comedians and only very humorous people can pull this number higher, not the average person who is watching this video. That's why I would like to give you a much better strategy than you can use. Relying on one-liners will only work the 1% because most of the time you cannot perfectly comprehend what is everyone thinking, what is the perfect vibe of the situation, and what is the perfect context. And that's exactly when you will say the one-liner that will just make the situation awkward. What I like to do instead of saying the one-liners is to make everything funny. Because a lot of people, what they will do is that they will try to wait for the perfect moment to tell the joke. And let me tell you right now, it is never going to come. The perfect moment that you are waiting for to say that perfect joke, to amaze that girl, to amaze the group of friends, to make all of them laugh, it's never gonna come. And that's why you need to quantify your jokes. And what I always do is that I quantify every single one of my jokes. I say, this is funny, this is funny, this is funny, this is funny. And see, if you say so many jokes, people may not laugh at this one, people may not laugh at this one, people may not laugh at this one, and suddenly they laugh at this one. And this is really important. When they laugh at this one right here, that's exactly when you will hit the moment when you will say every single joke, and on every single one they will laugh, because now you hit the flow state of the jokes. Because on these 3, the people might not laugh because you don't understand the context of the situation. But after a few jokes, you adjust, your mind naturally adjusts, and you will be able to correct every single joke perfectly because you will get into the flow state. And the best example I can give to you is, imagine if I would like to give you this cup. A normal person who is not humorous, not funny, he would just tell you, hey bro, would you like this cup of water? They would try to be really professional, and nobody likes these people. They are not funny and they are not humorous. But someone who is funny is not using one-liners. They are making everything funny. So for example, if I wanted to make this situation funny, is that I would, hey bro, I got this water for you, would you like this, bruh? And that is immediately showing to you that I'm not taking the situation seriously, and you can vibe with me, and you don't have to be all professional or serious. You can just have a friendly conversation with me, because that shows that I'm not taking the situation seriously. That's exactly what you can do when it comes to this, because you are just quantifying, and you are making out of mundane things funny things. When I wanted to give you that cup, I didn't say it professionally like I'm some professional, some very serious person. I said it in a much more wholesome and funny way, so you could comprehend the context of the situation. And this is what you can also exactly do. So my first point to you is that make mundane things funny. They need to be said in that funny tone of voice. And then after that, quantify your jokes. Try to say this is funny, this is funny, this. Try to do multiple different jokes and not just one-liners. Maybe try repeating someone with a very high-pitched voice like this. And that's gonna automatically create a much more funny situation. So a quick recap. First of all, make the Monday situations funny. And the second of all, make all of your jokes in the quantity. Don't wait for that one sniper shot, because if you are going to miss this sniper shot, which will eventually happen, you made the entire situation awkward, make everything funny, and after this joke doesn't land, this joke doesn't land, you at least have the quantity. So now you can know that, oh, this group of people like this type of joke, and it's not that you are putting on a mask, you are just being emotionally adaptable. And I have created something very special for you. I've created a free charisma calculator where you can pull your numbers. It will automatically show you how charismatic you truly are. So if you want to receive the charisma calculator, just message me on Instagram. The link is down below and it is completely for free. After we covered how to make mundane things funny and how to quantify your jokes, it is now time to just focus on our insecurities. And this one is very, very important, because when you make fun of your own insecurities, that's when other people will naturally gravitate towards you, because they know that you are not afraid of anything. When you, for example, were born short, what you can do is to make fun of it. Oh, look at me, I'm a dwarf. Or for example, if you were born tall, you can say, look at me, I'm a giraffe. Look at me with a long ass neck. And that is gonna make the entire situation funny. Or maybe if you were born with a ginormous forehead, you can just say to people, look at my big ass forehead, bro. Look at all of my knowledge here. And it's gonna make fun of your insecurities. The best insecurities that you can talk about are insecurities about your body, because we all know that things like height and maybe our hairline are really hard to change. So that is the perfect time to make fun of things that you were born with. Also, you can make fun of the things that you have messed up in. For example, I am sometimes really wrong with being on time. And I'm gonna be honest, that is my honest flaw, that is my honest insecurity, because I am usually not on time. I always go 10 minutes late or 15 minutes late because I don't know how to structure my time properly. But whenever that happens, I always make fun of myself. Dude, look at me, bruh. I'm always late on time. What am I doing even? And the other person now can understand it. Then yes, you are putting the blame on yourself, but you are on the other hand making the situation funny. So if someone tries to, for example, insult you, and he will say to you that, Martin, you are a stupid idiot, you can just say, oh, I'm the biggest stupid idiot. You have no idea how many mistakes I have did in my life. And then you can reverse completely what they have just said to you, and you will look like that unhinged knight in that situation, because they tried to insult you, they tried to dethrone you, but you just said, you have no idea how many mistakes I have made in my life. Suddenly you are empathizing with them, suddenly you are showing and you are being vulnerable, and that word of theirs, that insult, is like a bullet. But when you say, you have no idea how many mistakes I have made, that's like deflecting the bullet. You are like having that armor on you, that bulletproof armor that is about to show to the people who want to insult you that you don't truly care. For example, you can use this if someone is racist to you. If someone says you are white, you are black, you can say, thank you. That's a compliment. Thank you so much. So if you have something that other people might consider a flaw, a mistake in your personality, but you truly just consider it as your honest personality and you don't feel like you want to improve it, then you can just say, thank you for the compliment, and I really appreciate that, bro. And that just destroys their argument. What else are they gonna say now? Oh, you suck at this, you suck at this. Thank you for the compliment, bro. They will have nothing else to say now, because you have just destroyed their insult with kindness and with humor, and that's how they will respond, with humor and kindness to you. So the recap will be, make fun of your own insecurities, and when someone will try to insult you on your insecurities, you can just say, thank you very much. Oh, you have no idea how many mistakes I have made in my life. And now that we have covered making fun of your insecurities, now it's time for my favorite piece of humor. The piece of humor that I use the most of the times. And this is pitch and melody. High levels of pitch and melody like this will show you that you're funny. Will show to other people that, listen bro, I'm not taking the situation seriously. But really low levels of pitch and melody will suddenly change your voice. And now you can feel that I am speaking in a much more professional way. But if I go with my pitch like this, now you can feel that I have this funny, humorous atmosphere around me. So this is my solution to this. Don't use one-liners. Instead, use high levels of pitch and melody. And the best way how I implement this is when a girl says something, or if someone says something, I can just repeat their sentence in a very funny way like this. For example, if my girlfriend says, I have been on a trip with my friends, I will just repeat that and I will say, I've been on a trip with my friends. It was super fun. And that immediately shows to the other person that you are not taking the situation seriously. But what is really important here is to really keep that pitch on a very high level. Because if you repeat someone with a low level of pitch, it will sound like this. I have been on a trip with my friends, it was super fun. It sounds much more professional, and now it feels like that person doesn't even like what you did there. But if you just say that in a high pitch, it will not look like as if you are mocking the person. But one more thing that I want to add into this video is that people who are charming and very humorous have a joke bank. Let me tell you what do I mean by this. They used simple jokes and they repeat them over and over and over and over and over again because they have previously witnessed people laughing at those jokes, so their mind remembers them, so they can now use it again and again on other different people who have never heard that joke. Now it is time to over dramatize things. The most fun thing that I can do is to over dramatize things. For example, when I was in the gym, there was some girls there and I made them laugh by doing their exercise, because we all know that the girls are weaker in the gym than men. And what I did is that I went onto the machine and I did no, that's too much overweight. I cannot lift it. And that immediately shows to the other people that they can laugh. They can just put their burdens down and let the huge stones of problems fall onto the ground, and not to care about the situation in a serious manner, and just to make fun of everything. And that joke can be used on anything. You need to basically say the complete opposite of what the other person might say. Again, I'm gonna tell you a gym example. When I was in the gym with my girlfriend, she plugged into the machine 20 kilograms. And I looked at it and I was like, whoa, I really thought that you were putting 60 kg there. What the hell? And it immediately makes the situation funny because I again over dramatized what I have said. She put 20 kg there, but I said, whoa, I saw you put 60, what is that? And that makes the situation funny. And this is how you can become so humorous that it feels illegal. And because you watched till the end of the video, I have a very special surprise for you. I now know that you want to improve your charisma and your communication skills. And as the first link in the description, you can do that with me. I will literally hold your hand and I will tell you what type of behaviors, what type of tactics, what type of sentences you can use in your day-to-day conversations to become 20 million times more charismatic. And that is not an over-exaggeration. I personally went from a kid who didn't know how to speak to women, who was extremely introverted and extremely cringe, to someone who is able to speak with confidence and with masculine energy. And if you want to experience that for yourself, I will teach it to you as the first link in the description. And if you want to be so confident that it feels illegal, you can click this video right here. Live a happy life. Man!